Hi, my name is Ramdev. Now, if you are looking at this and you're wondering, why am I wearing sunglasses for? Well, basically, it's because of the flash in front. It's too glaring, and I've tried it at least on 6 different takes without the glasses, and it was very blinding. I couldn't continue with it because I couldn't see what am I doing. Okay, I couldn't even kind of like have a good train of thoughts anyway. So that's why I wear sunglasses now. So besides all the point, this is the main vlog that I wanted to actually present to you. The main reason why I wanted to do. I am part of one of millions of people, users of YouTube worldwide, who recently got really annoyed at the way YouTube was plastering and pushing so much of ads onto YouTube. It was really irritating and annoying. And I'm one of those millions of people who are still annoyed and still irritated at the amount of ads that YouTube has been pushing. Now, initially, when there was this rise of ads coming up, and even YouTube penalizing those other users, especially using laptop and browsers, who come out with their ad blockers, it came out with this. It came out with a pop-up saying that YouTube is going to block ad blockers itself, and then you need to turn off. You're forced to turn off the ad blockers in order for you to view YouTube. And this was because YouTube is trying to force all of its users to watch the ads. So why suddenly the push for YouTube to push so much of ads? I was basically ignorant. I would say I am ignorant to think that it was all about money. It's all about how YouTube is trying to make more money. So I felt I was kind of like greedy, and I thought about me and myself initially without thinking with broader horizons. What I thought is that YouTube is pushing ads, forcing people to watch ads on YouTube just because they want to get richer. Actually, that's not the point. There is a larger, bigger, important thing that YouTube and Google as a whole is doing, not just for its users. They are going further and bigger than anything you can even imagine. There are several different companies on Google. Among them is YouTube. Then there's Alphabet. There are also other companies called Euphonia as well. There's so many different small sub companies under Google, and each of them are doing separate things altogether. But the main amount of money and profits is actually coming from YouTube. So initially, when YouTube was pushing in all the ads, I was very annoyed. I was so angry. I was just trying to skip. Yeah, it felt very distasteful in my tongue, my mouth. I began to hate YouTube. I began to hate Google. But there was this documentary that just came out in YouTube a few days, a few weeks, months before. I didn't watch it, but I saw it was being right on top in YouTube. Every time when I go to YouTube, you can see that video is over there. And it's actually a YouTube original. It's a documentary that is produced by YouTube. And the host of this documentary is none other than our Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. And the series is called AI, Artificial Intelligence. I highly urge you, every one of you, to go and watch that documentary. After you watch that documentary, many things will happen to you. You will cry your heart out when you see the struggles, the tribulations, and the trials some people go on living in this world. And then you will feel a sense of hope that these people who go through such trials and tribulation actually have found a little bit of a way out there's a little bit of sense of hope for these people. You will begin to appreciate Google, YouTube, Alphabet, Euphonia, all the other separate companies that's attached to Google a lot more when you realize what are they doing in the back screen, what they're doing in the background that nobody knows about it. So the next time when you see a YouTube ad, I remember that I just hated it. I just like off it completely. If I'm trying to see a video and I see an ad in the video that I want to see, I would almost immediately skip it. I'll try my best to try to skip it, or I just turn it off and turn it on again, just to avoid watching the ads. That was ignorant version of me. After I saw this AI documentary, it made me realize that all of the money that YouTube makes, well, maybe a certain percentage is gone for their profit, but it's also gone to pay off all of the workers and all the staffs who works in YouTube. The second chunk maybe goes to the overall company itself. But there's a huge percentage of that money that goes into research. Research that helps people have a better life. And not just for one person or two person, not just for individuals, but generally for tens and thousands, probably even millions of people around the whole world. I mean it as the whole world. For instance, in terms of small tiny developments like speech recognition, eye seeing abilities, disabilities with your hands and limbs. There's so many research that goes into AI, and the money only comes through such efforts like this from YouTube, from Google. So Google has their own plethora of scientists, data people, data engineers, machine learning engineers that deal with big data sets. So all of them are developing all kinds of different types of artificial intelligence that will help millions of people in the world. I highly urge you to watch that documentary AI to have your mind blown about it, and then you realize why YouTube is doing the things that they do. It may be annoying, but when you see this documentary and then you realize how much of an impact this has made for individuals globally, your mind will be blown. It has helped so many people. I've seen in this documentary the kind of engineering, the kind of AI that is involved that has helped a person called Tim Shaw, who is an ex-NFL player. Tim Shaw was brute, muscular NFL football player. He was very popular. He was very popular. He's one of the star players in the NFL, and then something happened to him. His body began to fail, his mind began to fail, and his speech began to fail. And after that, the doctors checked, diagnosed him, and told him that he was suffering from ALS. Believe it or not, remember that ALS Ice Bucket Challenge? All of that was actually for a charity, right? Many people around the whole world started to take the Ice Bucket Challenge and post it in TikTok and YouTube, all over. Even celebrities got into it. But actually, while that run was being done, they were collecting huge amount of money. They made hundreds of millions of dollars from charity. And this had gone into research for what Google was doing in the background. It was helping a research for speech impediment, for voice recognition. And using the money from all the ALS Bucket Challenge was actually to help an individual, someone like Tim Shaw, to have a voice back again. He's such a popular person where there was camera, they were doing interviews. He was doing a lot of radio interviews and TV interviews. So he's such a popular person at one time. And then when they showed the timeline when he was in 2019, how he looked like, how he was, he's a star player. And then when it came to the present, somewhere in 2021, 2022, he's completely changed. He looks very frail, he looks very thin, and he can't even speak well. He's like slurring, and he's like, one look and you think that he's a person who are born with disabilities. You really think that he's gone to disabled mode. From star player, from everything to disabled mode. It was really heartbreaking. I cried my tears out. Okay, I cried. Yes, I'm tearing as well. I cried my tears out when I saw how he was and how he is. And Google was a platform that gave him hope. It gave hope to millions of people around worldwide. See, I'm crying. So that's the main reason why I'm giving out this vlog. Is very emotionally charged. You will be emotionally charged when you see this documentary, which is hosted by Robert Downey Jr., who speaks in the Tony Stark kind of mode. So it makes it more interesting. Yeah, all in all, I wanted to say that it's a beautiful documentary. I really highly urge you to watch it. It's not just only that, and on the background they also show about a lady living in India, Madurai, India, Tamil Nadu, and she's suffering with eye problems, retinal problems because of diabetes. How diabetes can affect the eye, and how she's going nearly blind as well. And Google, there was a doctor, just one random ophthalmologist doctor in Madurai, India, who somehow contacted Google in Palo Alto, California, and said that if you have anything that can help, an AI that can help us to be able to better diagnose people through their eyes, to see whether there's any eye disease, rather than, you see, because they're in a rural place, it is very hard for them to find a proper ophthalmologist. So Google was able to build this machine, an eye checkup machine, and they delivered to one rural clinic called Aravind Eye Clinic, headed by this Dr. R. Kim. And so the Dr. R. Kim now has this eye lens scanner. And so this lady from Madurai, she's suffering from this. She's talking in Tamil, telling a little bit about her life, and then she comes to this clinic and they do an eye check clinic, and they find out that she has the disease, retinal eye disease, but it can be rectified by using laser treatment. And all this is because from the AI that Google had developed. And this AI that Google have developed has been enabled to be developed because of money, profits that they have made from YouTube. So I feel that the next time when you see an ad in YouTube, you may want to skip it. I would just straight up want to skip it. But now, after watching this, I realize what Google has been doing in the background as well. And they are helping, giving back to the community in a completely different manner, and they're doing it silently. They are not really telling the whole world and marketing, say, hey, look, we are saviors here. They're not doing that. And that's the beauty of it. That's the real beauty behind Google, what Google is really doing, trying to do. They're not marketing themselves that way. So, but when you watch this documentary, that's the only key you would get. You will understand, wow, Google is doing a lot, giving back to the community in this manner. This is unbelievable. I didn't see Google was doing this much. They are not angels, but they are definitely not the arch devil themselves. They are not. They are in between. They're making money, yes, of course. Any company is about profit making. But at least when they give back to the community in this manner, I think it makes a great impact for everybody. And that's the message that I want to give to you. So the next time when you watch YouTube, maybe watch the ad, until it enables you to skip it. Then if you want to skip it, skip it. Because after the counter goes about 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 11 seconds, at least that company will be able to first get whatever their products or their advertisement being shown. So whatever they pour in money to Google for to make their advertisement is going back to them. It's worthwhile. Second, Google will collect the money, monetization from the ad being successful. So they make money on that end. Alright? So when they make money on that end, they invest into this separate research on AI development in the background. So they can create apps and they can create different systems that will enable to help many people in terms of robotic. You know that in Star Wars you have Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker will get their hands chopped off, and then they have that artificial hand, robotic hand. For the longest time that was all sci-fi, that was all science fiction. It never existed until you watch this documentary called Artificial Intelligence. It's a real thing now. They call it the Skywalker hand. That the moment they call it Skywalker hand itself, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It literally able to help a person with amputee, that means without an arm, able to move fingers and arm using robotics. And it uses muscle memory, uses the brain to actually move the fingers and all that. It's all robotics. All this came from development of various different types of AI, artificial intelligence. So you guys got to watch this documentary, and you guys will have a profound feeling of hope and a profound feel-good feeling after when you watch this. When you see the faces, when you see the eyes, and when you realize how much AI will be able to help us in the future. Not only in future, but how much AI is helping us today, right here, right now, in the present. You would be really, really thankful that there are some humans out there who spend their time in researching and creating all these great innovations. So with that, I want you all to rethink your life and don't act and behave or think the way that I did. Selfishly thinking about myself, skipping the ad and taunting and getting hatred on YouTube for nothing. There are certain companies does this. It looks like they are terrible, evil thing, but you don't see what they do in the back end. You don't see what they do in the background, and it needs to be told. You don't need to properly market and promote yourself, but it needs to be told. It needs to be told what you guys are doing in the background that is giving back to the community. And when the community sees this, then they realize you are an entity who is not just about profit making. You are an entity who actually cares back to the community and somehow or other give back to the community in a different manner. As long as you do that and the community sees that, they will contribute and they will help you. So I hope that this video reaches out to anybody, and to all those who hate YouTube and hate Google for whatever matters, for whatever reasons. Watch this artificial intelligence documentary. It's a YouTube original though, okay, but watch it and try to learn, and you get a little bit of hint of what Google is doing in the background, which is holistic approach, something that I never thought about, I never even dreamed about. But after I watched that, it changed my perception, it changed my decision altogether. I feel that, you know what, let YouTube get a little bit of money. Let's make YouTube a little bit richer. If me spending a few seconds more watching an ad is going to help YouTube get richer, but in turn, YouTube is going to help Google be giving back hope, something else, to a lot of individuals who are maybe suffering today in the world, and they're able to actually give that kind of thing. To have the feeling that I'm part of someone who's able to give such an impact, oh, I'm down with it. I'm definitely down with it. I'll be watching all the ads I can. If I'm part of supporting someone to make somebody's life more better, I will be gladly happy to watch those ads. And I hope that you also think about it again. So my advice is watch this documentary called Artificial Intelligence, hosted by Tony Stark. It is in YouTube. I'm not paid by Google. I'm not paid by YouTube to do this. Okay, let me put it up straight up front. I'm not paid. I'm not sponsored whatsoever. This is me. This is my video. This is my production, my camera, my. But I feel that I want to say this. I'm not supported by any entity. It's just me. Okay, so I hope that this brings a lot of change to all of you. With that, thank you very much, and let's hope for a greater, better future along with artificial intelligence. Peace, y'all.